Welcome to the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. Get ready to be inspired, uplifted, and connected to the miraculous energy of unconditional love that I call Mother Mary. If you're a highly sensitive, highly creative entrepreneur or light worker, and you want to magnify your impact and your intuition, you are in the right place. I'm your host, Reverend Frances Faden, interfaith minister, intuitive coach, and author of Meditation is Friendship with God. I can't wait to share miraculous stories, books, meditations, messages, and interviews with other miraculous light workers just like you. Are you ready to magnify your miracles? What are we waiting for? Let's get started. Hello, my miraculous friend. This is Reverend Frances Faden. And before we get into today's episode, I wanted to take a moment and let you know that if you've been wanting to work with me and wanting to connect more with Mother Mary, I have an amazing opportunity for you. Mother Mary's Inner Circle, her personal message program, is now open, which means that you can receive a personal message from Mother Mary every month. Not only that, you can ask a question if you're on the call, or you can send me your question and I can ask for you, which means that whatever is top of mind for you, you can get Mother Mary's response and her guidance, and you can be mentored by her. It is amazing. Not only that, but she is inviting an archangel or a guest to be with her every month. So you'll be getting two messages, one from Mother Mary and one from either an archangel or an ascended master. All the info is on my website at francesfaden.com/Inner Circle. Go there and you check out the dates, and all the information is there on which archangels and which masters are going to be there. But the one thing I can tell you is, who knows what 2024 is going to bring? I know for me, if we are walking together with Mother Mary guiding us, it's going to be a miraculous year. I hope you can join me. We start December 15th. Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to another episode of the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. This is Reverend Frances Faden, and I'm so grateful that we get to spend this time together helping you magnify your miracles. Today, I'm going to be sharing one of my favorite things to share with you, which is a book. And it's not just any book. It's a book that will really help you through the Advent season. And I know I should have told you about this book probably a couple of weeks ago. I'm looking at my schedule and realizing that this is actually going to be coming out the Wednesday after Advent begins. So I apologize about that. But the truth is, I forgot about it. I forgot about it just because I'm so busy with the Pray Like a Priestess program and the new Mother Mary's Inner Circle that I'm doing, that I said, I'm not going to be doing anything. I'm not going to be offering anything for Advent this year. Normally, I would offer like a 4-week Advent special class, and I decided not to do that. And I forgot about this amazing resource that I wanted to share with you by Yogacharya O'Brien, Ellen Grace O'Brien. It's an amazing book, and I was working with it last year for Advent, and it really deepened my experience of the holy season that we're in, the holiday season. So before I get into sharing it with you, let me take a breath. Why don't you take a breath with me? And let's just get ourselves grounded and centered. Breathing in the energy of expansion, breathing out anything you no longer need, knowing that whatever you need to help you today, to take that next step on your miraculous path, it's going to be exactly what you will hear. We're going to take one more deep breath together in gratitude, and we can begin. So my friend, this book is called Path of Wonder, a meditator's guide to Advent. And you can get the Kindle version, which is what I have. You can get the paperback version, whatever works for you. I have the links in the show notes, so you can go there and find it. But Ellen Grace O'Brien is an amazing spiritual teacher. She's one of my spiritual teachers. She's a disciple of Roy Eugene Davis, who was a direct disciple of Paramhansa Yogananda. So she is of that Kriya Yoga lineage. That is of the lineage that I belong as well. And I just find her teachings to be such a perfect blend of East and West. As somebody who is from the West and who has dived deep into the teachings of the East, but lives in the West, and really is applying these teachings as somebody who lives here. And how do we do that in the world that we're in? I find it just so relatable and so helpful. And the fact that she's a woman, and the fact that she has been on this path for such a long time, and she's got her own way of presenting things that I really, really appreciate. So her official title is Yogacharya. She goes by Yogacharya O'Brien. If you follow her, she's got a beautiful podcast that I highly recommend. Yogacharya is just a title that means that she's a master of the path of yoga, is what that means. But if you go to her website, it's Ellen Grace O'Brien. And this is a beautiful book that takes you day by day through the Advent season, starting on the fourth Sunday before Christmas, which, again, I apologize that this is coming out probably the Wednesday after that, but you can still catch up. And just like a beautiful Advent calendar where you get a lovely little treat, you get a little chocolate or you get a little message, this is done the same way, where every day you have something that you can meditate on. And she breaks it down into the 4 weeks, obviously. Each week has its own theme. She has things that she invites you to do to deepen your practice, like having an Advent journal or a wreath, and do you want to set up a nativity, all those kinds of things. But what I really love about it is every week and every day, she gives you 3 different focuses. One is a practice for the day. The second thing is something to contemplate. So that could be a spiritual quote, something to go deeper in, and then something to reflect on, which is something that you could definitely do some journaling about, which is how I've been doing it. And she gives you some questions. So this has been just so helpful for me. I was looking at my notebook from last year and I was looking at my answers from last year. I was like, wow, I'm in a really different place this year than I was this time last year. And it made me feel really happy about my progress. So I'm going to just share a little bit with you from the introduction. And you want to remember that this is being written for this Advent time, which here in the Northern Hemisphere is a time period where we're going into darkness until we reach the solstice. And then Christmas is a celebration of the return of the light. So in the introduction, she says, to traverse a path in the dark night, we walk carefully, carry a lamp, or orient our way by the moon or starlight. When there is no such light to guide us, we grow quiet and profoundly aware. We listen deeply and find our way with the inner light of mindful awareness, deeply attuned to the now moment. One step at a time, the way forward is revealed. Spiritual practices imbued with symbols from the Christian tradition of Advent can be luminous tools to guide us through the dark days and nights of winter. Through contemplation and meditation, we prepare our hearts and mind to reach what yogis call Kutashta Chaitanya, realization of the universal Christ or Krishna consciousness, the unchanging, eternal, divine self of all. During the Christmas season, many homes have evergreen trees laden with lights and gifts, and doors or tables display wreaths and candles, often without connection to the ancient power such symbols carry. When that occurs, what could facilitate transformation in a dark season and bring us to the heart of spiritual realization serves only to decorate our home. While these customs often provide a context for valuable family traditions and social connections, they could offer us so much more. When I first read Paramahansa's seminal book, Autobiography of a Yogi, I was captivated by the wealth of references to scriptures connecting East and West in the deep stream of mysticism. The ancient cry of the Rig Veda, truth is one, sages refer to it variously, resonated with my intuitive sense that one absolute reality expresses in the world's religions and spiritual traditions. Just as millions of people worldwide, regardless of religious belief, benefit from yoga's philosophy and practices, so can we benefit from learning about, exploring, and experiencing various traditions of the world's religions. In today's religiously pluralistic world, such encounters are becoming commonplace. How we approach these encounters makes all the difference to our spiritual development. Exploring and experiencing the practices of a religion or spiritual tradition different from one's own requires both respect and humility. As strangers to a tradition, or in some cases exiles from it, we must approach that mysterious doorway with respect, for it is an opening to a divine encounter, along with the awareness that our understanding is limited. A willing heart and an open mind are a significant support to seekers of spiritual truth. Paramahansa Yogananda wrote, "It is of utmost importance to all people, whatever their religion, that they experience within themselves the birth of the universal Christ." How are we to encourage that birth? In simple terms, we make ourselves ready for it. We decide we will enter the season as a spiritual pilgrim. We prepare for the journey by study, contemplation, prayer, meditation, and opening to the story's symbols and the season's transformative potential. This daily contemplative guide supports the spiritual journey of Advent for pilgrims of all traditions. The meaning of Advent is coming or arrival. It signifies the period of faithful waiting for the birth of the universal Christ, realization of the essential divine self. What could such spiritual awakening make possible in our lives and in our world? May this season welcome the light that dispels the darkness of ignorance, the light that brings peace to all the world. Isn't that beautiful? And then the next chapter, she talks about how to use this guide and the images and all that. And week 1 is the cosmic Christ. Awakening to Christ consciousness is beholding the one and all. Compassion is its natural expression. I love that. And then the first Sunday is the art of waiting. So I'm going to leave this with you. I really hope that you do yourself the gift of getting this book. Because you know what? Even if it is a little bit past the first Sunday of Advent, you can catch up quickly. Or, it'll be something that you can use. You can use it for Lent. You can use it any time of the year. You can wait and use it again next year. But this book is so special. And I think it's going to really help you turn this busy, often crazy holiday season into the holy season that it is meant to be. So, my friend, I would love to know if this resonates with you, what you think about it. Are you doing anything for Advent, this period of not just waiting, but expectant waiting, where we know that that light is returning, where we know that the Christ consciousness is ready to be reborn in all of us? How we wait makes all the difference. We can wait anxiously, or we can wait expectantly, confidently, with faith, knowing that that promise of the return of light is guaranteed for each and every one of us. We just have to be open and receptive to it. And that's what this book will do for you. Thank you so much, my friend. I am just so grateful to get to spend this beautiful time of year with you, to be sharing with you beautiful resources, and to support you in having a really miraculous holiday season. If you know anybody who would appreciate this message, please feel free to share it with them. I'm so grateful when you do. And if you can leave me a review on Apple, that would be even better. I'm so, so grateful. If you're listening on YouTube, hit the subscribe button so you always know when the next episode is coming out. And I love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment as well. I answer every single comment myself. Thank you once again, my friend. And remember that the key to magnifying your miracles is to know that your miracle is already here. God bless you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Thank you for listening to the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. I'm so grateful to be able to spend this time with you. If you want even more inspiration, feel free to visit my website, francisfaden.com or magnifyyourmiracles.com. And if you did enjoy this episode, I would really appreciate it if you left a review on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever it is that you connect with awesome podcasts. Remember, the key to magnifying your miracles is remembering that your miracle is already here.